In this interview, I spoke with Dr. Lorelei Moosbrugger, who serves as Educational Director for Californians for Electoral Reform, or CfER. CfER advocates for ranked choice voting and proportional representation across California. Dr. Moosbrugger highlights some of the work that previous interns have done. She underscores how CfER is open to working with students to develop projects in areas that interest them. Interested students can reach out to CfER via their website or their email, which will both be included in the description. Thank you very much. Enjoy! Hi, can you please introduce yourself and describe CfER as an organization and its efforts?
Sure. My name is Lorelei Moosbrugger, and I am the Director of Education for CfER, Californians for Electoral Reform. And CfER has been around for a long time, over 20 years. It began as an organization that was primarily promoting proportional representation in California, and it's evolved over time. And so at this point, it promotes ranked choice voting in single member districts and proportional representation in multi-member districts. The organization focuses on legislation rather than campaigns, although many of our members are intimately involved in campaigns to change the way we vote, in fact, exclusively right now at the local level.
What has been your experience working with young people and volunteers, as volunteers and interns?
Well, when I came on a few years ago, I did so in order to bring young people into the movement. And so we've had a number of interns over that time. In the beginning, our first intern really helped with kind of modernizing how we were doing things, did a little bit of stuff on the website, converted some old presentations into digital presentations that we would be able to share, that kind of IT help. All right. And then last year we had two interns. One was from UCSB, the first one and the other one were not. But we had two interns last year who developed educational materials because, as the director of education, that is my area of expertise. Electoral institutions are my area of expertise. I'm a political scientist. And so they developed educational materials primarily for teachers in high school so that they would have activities. And so high school students could learn about electoral reform, why it matters, how electoral systems matter, etc. We also had a couple of students who worked with us in presenting that information and their own information to high schools earlier this year. And so those students have created content, educational content on their own, all right, with my supervision and guidance. But they're the ones who are creating the content, and then we put that up on the website. So if you look at cfer.org, you'll see under educational materials a lot of their work. So for students outside of UCSB, we can still provide a platform and an opportunity, and I can work with their universities if they're students and help them and be able to supervise that internship for them so that they can get credit, or they just might want that kind of an experience if they want to move into the reform space after graduation. And one of our interns, the UCSB intern from last year, did in fact do that. In the past, we have been actively engaged in helping students meet people from across different organizations. So, for example, last year, we helped fund two of our interns to go to the American Democracy Summit. And so when we go to conferences, we also try to bring students with us so they can see what people are talking about, what kind of organizations there are, what they're doing, and that type of thing.
Are there any opportunities for student research with CfER?
Actually, you are our first researcher. When you brought your idea about creating a space where students could identify reform organizations, find out what they do, see what kind of volunteer opportunities are available or research opportunities. We were really, really excited to be able to help you realize that vision of what was needed. And you were totally right. That is very much needed. Young people come to me all the time, especially right after I've been teaching a class about electoral reform, and they want to know, what can I do? And I have to kind of give them, well, here are these different organizations. You can go and you can contact them. And that's really not as helpful as it could be. So I am very excited about CfER being able to serve students in this way and the nonprofits that are going to hopefully come together and talk about what they need or how students could become involved.
At this time, what is the best way for interested individuals to contact CfER about internships and volunteer opportunities?
The best thing to do is to jump on our website and to contact us. There's a how to contact us, cfer-info@cfer.org. You can get online though, and you can contact us right on our website.
And lastly, is there anything else you'd like to add?
I think that I would simply close by saying that young people depend on our institutions, our democratic institutions, working more than any other group. And it is really in their interest to get involved and find out what needs to be done and help initiate that change because it's not going to change itself. That's for certain. And if we keep electing people the same way, we're going to have the same problems. The problems that young people see today with democratic institutions may seem like it's worse than it's ever been, and to a lot of people, but really it's just a different time. And the people that have been in the trenches now for 10, 20, 30 years, they recognize those problems long ago. All right. And they're the same problems unless you change the way we vote. So that would be the thing that I would say is that this isn't going to happen on its own. All right. And young people need to get involved and they need to work at it if they want to see change.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Dr. Moosbrugger. That's
You
it.
are more than welcome. I look forward to this project.